Good morning.
Oh, wow. Hello, you guys. Welcome to another exciting episode of Feel It Real Fun.
It's real fucking
I got
exciting.
it wrong yesterday. I thought we were going on to part 3 of the Mighty
Yeah, I got it wrong too. Let's face it.
It's your manifesting questions answered live. And next
Well, maybe
week...
you're the reason why I got it wrong. This is great. I've
Me,
never. Yeah,
me,
of course.
Don't put your blame on me.
Don't put your blame on me. You actually sing it better than me. I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. So, next week, our Wednesday and Thursday will be part 3 and part 4 of the Mighty Ones.
Yes.
Today is your manifesting questions answered live.
Dark Mark Curry. All these Triple D and lovely people are showing up for me.
Cool. But for you.
For me. Triple D Mary.
Oh, what are these questions?
Triple D Alice.
Is this a clue to today's questions?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, it's going to be a great show, guys.
Cool.
It's your manifesting questions answered live because Victoria was mistaken. And so was I, led astray. By her mistakenness. Hey, if you ever want to have fun, so one of the things that we do in workshops, seminars, and other places is we notice like there's 4 ways people perceive the world, and one of them there's a whole bunch more than that, but this is just one little category. But there's some people that are never wrong, and oh my god, it is so much fun to ask them. Like,
we love those ones.
Hey, tell me a story where you were wrong, and they'll go.
Oh, I don't know.
And they'll really work hard about it, and they'll go, oh, there was the time I was late. But the reason I was late was because you know who was dragging their ass. All right.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's hilarious, right? So, all the gyrations. Gyrations. Triple D, Adelia.
Yes. Hello.
Boom.
So, go to freeneville.com.
221 email list, pseudo random goodness.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right. Remember, Rob Begg. He told us to make sure you know it's fucking costing you a lot by not doing it. Read the success stories and go, you know what? I don't need to have successesses like that this year. Right?
I know.
I'll put it off till after the loogie. That's right. After the loogie. All right. Anyway.
And, McShit Elizabeth, you're here as well.
Triple D Elizabeth.
There you go, Scott.
Yeah, show up for the show and we'll call you McShit.
Sorry.
Live.
That's our cute little nickname
Triple
for
D,
her. You know how
Maria
like
Louise,
mine's Garden Girl Sniper or 3G or whatever it was.
Yeah, and I'm just double
Big
T.
V, something.
Double T.
That's Elizabeth's nickname.
That's right.
Okay,
Silver
and for
Fox.
refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right, .corn. Realfun.corn.
.corn. Okay, so we're going to dive in.
Let's dive
Got a
in.
goodie show coming up.
It's a short one.
Short one?
Unless somebody gives us another question or two, but not yet.
No one's got any questions.
Yes,
they know everything.
Yeah, apparently everyone knows fucking everything now, right?
Cool.
Right.
All right, so the first question is from Deborah on Facebook.
On the Facebook.
Trouble changing states.
Yeah.
Hi, 2020 in Victoria.
Yo.
I want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Deborah. My first question is, if you are having trouble changing states or feeling something real to change the state, what is something you can think of quickly to do so?
Cool. Let it be about you. I keep finding if people try to go to the middles and figure things out, right? Or they go to the end and they go, well, okay, so I'm imagining Trump not being in the White House. What could I possibly imagine that has Trump not in the White House?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And instead of just going right, anytime you can let it be about you. We had a great win. Ivana shared a win about her friend who writes horror stuff, right? And Ivana loves horror stuff, right? And she imagined something like, and I sorry I don't know the exact thing, but she imagined something like being friends with someone who was a great author kind of thing, right? And so, like, how would I feel if I were friends with a great author? And then, you get it, she made it about her.
Yeah, right.
Versus like I'm imagining them
very
getting
cool.
Versus right. So I got my friend Q, right. So when I imagine lovingly for Q, I imagine Q not dangling his participles anymore. Participles, right? Dangling participles.
What's a participle?
Oh, you didn't go to Catholic school, did you? Nope. Anyway, but you get it. If I try to go to like, okay, imagining Q to be famous, for Q to be famous, he has to quit dangling those damn participles, right? Like, somebody Google it. Somebody type it in. Dangling participles, right?
Okay.
All right. Anyway, tag Q, because he's got to watch this. So.
Okay.
All right. Let's continue.
All right. And our second question, will we split it or no? It's just part of the first one.
I don't know what it all says. So, like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll let it up to you since you're the editor.
So, no, we'll just keep going with this one.
We'll just keep going.
I found that an example you gave to bring someone into your life was that you see that person enjoying themselves, and
See, I sort of just said all that kind of, didn't I?
And you're viewing them to do so from a relatively close proximity. This was extremely helpful to me. Thanks.
Let's take our counter imaginings while we're at it, because I bet you this might mean heaps to you as well. When people try to imagine something but they're counter imagining at the same time, what the fuck does that even mean, right? It's sort of like, okay, so I'm imagining Victoria happy. Like I'm imagining my mother happy, right? See, my mom, on the other hand, lives all the way across the fucking world. So when I imagine mom happy, it feels different than when I imagine or experience Victoria happy.
Yeah, right.
Because Victoria is like...
Close proximity.
Close proximity, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's these little tiny things that I notice nobody notices. But once you start noticing these things, like dangling participles, right? Participles. Oh, I love participles. Me and Monica, we play with the participles all the time. So, anyway. By the way, I'm not anti-Clinton. I'm not pro-Clinton either, but goddamn, like, talk about like decades of entertainment.
It was a comedy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So yeah, notice that, because that just might be the hidden part of your question that I missed earlier. Because if you're imagining like him happy, but way the fuck far away, it's sort of like imagining like women happy way over there with Sean. That was my high school experience, right? And then until I dropped that.
Because the first part of it was actually nothing to do about someone else.
Right.
So it's about changing states. So the close proximity versus far away proximity. Do you know what I mean? Like she's really scored on it in this second example, like of how. So how could it be used? Could it be used in a way like that?
Proximity might be something really useful for you to explore as well, or location rather, right? So when, like Neville would talk about, like when he's in California, New York feels there. When he's in New York, California feels there, right?
Yeah.
So it's just noticing these little things. I'm going to go crass commercial. ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. It's more of an adventure in noticing what you don't notice. Right? We teach a bunch of good shit in there, don't get me wrong. But MM is really an adventure in noticing what you haven't noticed. And it's these little kind of things that just like... So, but let us continue on to the next one, and we'll keep wrapping it in.
Cool.
Dave's here. Dave.
Oh,
Triple
it's
D,
Beamer
Dave.
with you, Dave.
Yeah, where's Beamer? Bring him in.
On your lap.
Beamer, sit.
She's so gorgeous having a puppy.
Sit. Sit. Piss.
You'll learn. If, like Emmett now, the only time, if we say, who's a good boy?
Who's a good boy?
And the only time he sits bolt upright and stares at you is when we say that. It's absolutely gorgeous. Cool. So that was from Deborah. Thank you loads for your question, Deborah. The next question.
Thank you, 20, for your answer.
And thank you, 20. You're always right for your answer. Clack.
All right.
The next question is from Dream Driven Day Scott.
Imagine that. We got the clicker.
Oh, no. Ease and natural. Where can I play with ease and naturalness in my heart? I just noticed there was a subtle force in my heart. Maybe from having said no historically. I could have been playing or at a surface layer. Thank you, Victoria, and thank you, 20, for your answer.
So,
click.
Ready? I'm going to say go bold.
Go bold.
Go bold. Really bold. Have you ever eaten heart?
Oh.
Like chicken hearts, lamb hearts, beef hearts. Right? Oh my God, who was it the other day? I was on the Instagram.
Oh, yes.
Or the Facebook. Maybe somebody here, maybe. And they cooked something. Was it Lynn?
Yeah, I think it might have been Lynn Jarrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's here too.
I'm thinking it was Lynn. Had this darling fucking thing with like chicken hearts in it or something.
And yeah, but they're like this big.
Well, a chicken heart ain't going to be this fucking big. Would be no room for anything else, right? Which, okay, little side story. So my ex-wife and I, we go to Canada, right? And it's like Wednesday evening.
Yes.
And we check into the timeshare. And we go down to the bar where they have like a limited menu, right? And the one thing that they've got is, so the girl comes out and she gives us menus. And on the menu is like 12 chicken wings for, I don't know, 12 chicken wings for way too much money.
Right.
Right?
Let's say $20 then.
Yeah, right?
Or whatever.
Well, on this big banner, it's like 12 wings for $6.
And what, 12 hearts for $3?
Well, no. So I say, all right, so you got, I told her, I don't want the wings on the menu. I want the wings on the banner, right? Because they're like 12 for $6 instead of 12 for like $24. And she goes, that's not possible. I says, well, it says Wednesday night, and this is Wednesday night, is it not?
Is it not?
Right. It is in the U.S., and I know we're in Canada.
The switch come out in TT.
Right? And so she goes, and and eventually, like they have the chef come out, and he's like, "Can I help you?" I said, "I certainly hope so." Right? I want the wings. You got a little menu that says wings are a lot of money, and you've got a big banner, right, that says wings are a little bit of money. And I said, "Oh, this is simple, sir." I said, "Oh, go for it. Let's see what happens." And he says, "Well, the wings on the menu, which are like 12 for $24, are bigger than the wings up on the banner that are like 12 for $6."
Okay, fine.
So I'm the guy that can do math. And
Give us 2 serves.
No, well, no. I said, right. And he goes, and the ones on the banner aren't available anyway. I said, okay, so I want the wings. I'll take the wings on the menu if they're 4 times the fucking size of a normal chicken wing. I want to see the chickens, right? So, anyway, right? You get it. They're charging 4 times as much, saying the wings are bigger.
Horrendous.
So I want to see the wings that are 4 times the size of a normal chicken wing.
Look at him get worked
up. Anyway,
you should see what he does with a peanut butter.
So chicken hearts, right? No, but no. Boom! I said fucking crunchy, pal. So this is what I want for sizzle. I want boldness.
Right.
Right. I want you to be able to go into the place, and when they say, right, well, the chickens that are 4 times as much are bigger than the chicken wings that are 1/4 the price, and I say, I want to see the chicken, right? I want to see the chicken that's 4 times the size of a normal chicken. Right? I don't know what it's like here in Canada.
A person or something.
In the end, they gave us free desserts for some reason.
Oh.
I can't remember
probably
why.
Because they'd run out of the banner offer.
Well, I just kept twisting knobs. Anyway, those dangling participles. All right, let's continue.
Okay, cool. So your suggestion is to go bold.
Bold. Boom.
And that will help him play with ease and naturalness in his heart.
Absolutely. Because the heart's the toughest fucking muscle in the body. Right? That's why I want you to, if you haven't eaten chicken hearts, right? Like Victoria says, there's so little. I'm going to see the chicken that has a heart that's this big, right? It'll be where the wings come from. Notice how it all weaves together in my world, right? Go bold. Exactly. So, like, seriously, I mean, like, that chicken's neck would be that big. Imagine trying to rip that.
Oh, no, don't.
Anyway,
okay, all right, Scott.
Bold.
Go bold.
All right.
Okay.
I could have said that in 2 words. Right?
All right.
And we got dangling part of nipples showing up. And
right. Thank you.
Anyway, chicken
Scott,
hearts. Lynn, I want that recipe. Foghorn Leghorn. Dark mockery. You're true.
Leghorn.
Oh, yeah. Big chicken, big ass chicken, sort of like Big Bird.
on Sesame Street. God.
All right.
All right. The next question is from Anthony in Manifesting Mastery. Problems or desires? For all my repairs that I've already received, do I keep up Feel It Real sessions and living in my end for hip pain, back pain, overpronation, flat feet, prostrate, eardrum, and 20/20 vision?
Cool. My guess is that you're not dancing. Yeah, with, let's see, back pain, hip pain, overpronation.
Oh,
I'm so overpronation, right? I really
flat feet, prostrate, eardrum.
Yeah, eardrum. Right. So my guess is like, yeah, I would imagine you dancing a jig. Yeah. In other words, I want to get out of the repair mode and into what's your desire. What would you be doing differently if that stuff wasn't an issue, or if it wasn't an issue to the degree that it is, right? Because, like, what if you were in pain and it didn't matter? What if the pain didn't matter? You get to discover this whole thing of really nailing. This is always about desires. There's always going to be speed bumps. You know, yes, no, good, bad, right, wrong, whatever. But what's your desire? What's your hunger? So the whole thing of like not even doing what would imply you didn't have pain, but way beyond that, what do you really want? Right? So, like, I've never been a fan of walking tight ropes. Right? But if I had balance problems, I think walking obviously, if I had balance problems, walking a tightrope would imply my wish is fulfilled, but it's not something I'd actually want to do. On the other hand, what is something that I would want to do if I had balance problems and I couldn't do? You get it. You got to find
what's relevant.
What's your real desire there?
Yeah.
So Triple D Zuli is here as well.
Yeah. Cool.
So.
Okay, cool.
But we'll keep going. We'll wrap it in with other ones too.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, what was the last part of the question? Do I keep feeling it real?
Yeah, do I keep up Feel It Real sessions? Because he's saying for all my repairs that I've already received. So it's like he's living in the end as if he's already received it.
Yeah, that's
but do I keep up Feel It Real sessions for all of these things?
If you've nailed it, they're not going to be on your mind. It's sort of like, and they will be on your mind, but differently. You get it? It's sort of like the whole thing. Whenever I get someone that, God, I bet you I get at least 5 of these a week right now. Special person, special person, special person, special person. Is that correct? So how are you using the tools? Well, I'm scripting, I'm affirming. I said, no. Just stop writing to me. Right? Go do these 7 videos and write back. So a week later, they start writing back. Okay, so I'm revising for my special person. I'm congratulatory conversating for my special person, and I'm remembering when my special person. I was like, right. Let me ask you a question before we even get stuck in this. What else are you using the tools for? And it's like, what? What do you mean, what else? There's more to life than just them. I mean, you could have manifested up a meal, a car, a coat, a motor home, like peanut butter at half price, double your income so the peanut butter is always at half price, all sorts of things. And they don't do it, right? Because they're obsessed on the one. So as long as I give life to being a BMW owner, I'll be a BMW owner. But at the same time, I don't imagine having a BMW every day or whatever. I just give life to all kinds of things. So nail them, and then just notice, right, if you've really nailed them and you're in the habit of putting buns in the oven, you'll be putting new buns in the oven. So long, complicated answer to a short thing, kind of. It's like a short participle.
A short participle.
Short participle.
Thank you for your short participle, Anthony.
Dangling.
Your short dangling participle.
That's right.
Thank you, Anthony. That was great. The next question's from Tommy in Dream Driven Day.
Dream Drippin' Day. That's right. Claudia is here.
So, and his question, we've titled it, How Would I See... ...
That's right.
Tommy asks, about the author episode yesterday and detailing the scene, can I use the how would I see Walmart if my wish were fulfilled? but as a scene, because I find the question secretly slips me into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, like I can see my environment differently when I ponder on that question. Is that enough?
Could be. You notice you're sort of heading into the fourth episode, which we haven't revealed yet as well.
Yeah.
So this whole thing, I love this question because, like, right now there's a post in the Law of Attraction by Neville Goddard group, and God, I can see the guy's name, but I can't remember it. So the question basically comes up: how would I feel if my wish were fulfilled, kind of thing. And the one thing that I notice all the time is that tends to lead us to a list of pretty useless yet positive emotions. I'd feel happy. I'd feel thankful.
Yes.
Yeah, come on back.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm just trying to get everything organised. Yes,
Yep.
sorry.
I'd feel happy.
Yes.
I'd feel thankful. I'd feel joyful. I'd feel relief. And it's just like, fuck, man. Yeah, versus that second question of Neville's invites you down the roadway to the tones of reality. How would I see Walmart differently if I doubled my income and worked half the time? Right? It totally changes the whole thing. You know, how would I see the gun section of Walmart differently if I doubled my income and worked half the time? I'd have more time to go shooting, wouldn't I? I'd buy more bullets, right? So it's that kind of thing. Versus if I doubled my income and worked half the time, I'd be happy.
Yeah, it's also like on the author show yesterday that we did, it is only the final scene that we're giving the detail for.
Yep.
So if Walmart naturally fits in as the final scene for your wish fulfilled, then, you know.
How would you see Walmart as the global best-selling author? And you walk in and your book is either on the shelf or not on the shelf.
You're sold out. Wow.
Yeah. Now you see, now it's interesting. She goes to sold out.
Yeah.
I go to who's in charge of purchasing here.
Yeah, well, that's your switch.
Yeah, who am I going to make wrong today? Right? You know those chickens? First of all, I want to see the chicken that's 4 times the size of a normal chicken, right? I know this is Walmart Canada.
Yeah,
right?
Doesn't Walmart actually, they do the cheap wings or free wings.
Oh my God,
and stuff.
I used to
Didn't
go to
they
the
used to go there
Walmart
for
deli.
lunch?
Yeah. I'd get their $10 bucket, right? And the $10 bucket, they'd give you like one
50.
thing. One thing. So you have to get 3 things, and normally they'd say you can get 1 thing of wings, something cheap like taters, and something else cheap. And I'd go, right, cool. I want 2 things of wing and jalapeno poppers. And I'm like, well, you're only supposed to get one of the premium things. It says according to who? I want to see the chickens. They really love me, seriously. I mean, like, with my sense of humor, I'd go in and I'd say, "Hey, what 2 kinds of wings do you want? Oh, give me those, and give me some of them poppers. You can cram a few more in there, right? They do go squishy, right?"
Yep.
Dark marker. You got to buy a bigger gun to shoot the bigger chicken. Right? Double your income, work half the time, shoot the bigger chicken. It just all works together. I'd be happy if I doubled my income and worked half the time. You get it? It's that whole thing where people get into the whole emotional thing. I'd emotionally be different. Of course you would. Right? But being a loving, happy husband, sometimes I experience things like missing. Right? She's not here. I'm missing her. Right? You know, sometimes I feel regret. Boy, fuck, I was a dick.
Yeah, he should feel that.
Or at least I thought I was. Oh, not no more.
Excuse me.
Always right.
Always right.
Always right. So let us continue, Victoria.
Okay.
All right. Triple D Tommy. We're going to keep rolling.
So that was
the
from
other
Triple
ones.
D Tommy. Thank you for your question. The next question's from Dream Driven Day. Adelia, 7-second state suggestion.
I love alliteration.
He does.
I do.
Hi, 20. Love ya. I have an hour commute every morning and night. How can I maximise that time to not live in the middles? I'm constantly pruning and revising my day, but then I wander off to a middle with details. Do you have a good 7-second state suggestion like you do for special person and money manifestations?
Cool. If I had is this commute on a train or anything? Or is there traffic? Hey.
We don't know. But Adelia is here, but I don't know if she's driving for an hour. Or...
I don't know. Yes.
Okay.
Right. So, I'd imagine lovingly for others, because it's pretty damn impossible to get stuck in the middle for other people, right? So like the day I'm watching the guy have the stroke at the shops, it's like, well, what are some middles that I could come up with? Well, I got power medics, I got power medics in training, right? It's like, well, then there's the different body chemistry. What do I remember about body chemistry and people having strokes?
Okay, so I've just been told it's in her car.
Cool. All right. So as you're zooming down the highway, let's assume there's traffic, and you pass Sizzle, and Sizzle's in his Volvo, right? Driving his Volvo down the road.
And
it's like, fuck, man, I get it. Like, a Volvo is safe and all that stuff, but the BMW is the ultimate driving machine. So you imagine, boom, right? Then you pass my accountant, Graham. Why? I don't know. And he's wearing his pink tie and shit. His lime green thing and his pink ass tie. And it's like, fuck, right? So I imagine like Graham is Al Gore, right? yeah, a little more rigid, less dangling participle, in a bold outfit. But I would play with imagining for other people, because you can have so much fun. You can't figure out the middles. And it just trains you in the habit of quick, easy manifesting. Because when people tell me, it's like, well, I'm feeling it real, and it takes me a long time to get into sats, and then I'm walking up the gangplank like Neville did. Takes forever. Right. Versus like, right, I mean, like, I'm going down the road and like I'm watching people doing things. It's like, oh, let's imagine lovingly for that one. So it's doing more of that, right?
What was that, the volleyball thing from yesterday?
Something like that. So that's what I got. Right?
Okay.
And the whole thing with just, again, that'll train you to be in the habit of fast. When you're imagining loving for other people, fast. I mean, like, I'm in the shops, and the little girl behind the counter, and the lady's paying by pennies, and you can tell she's gonna, it's just like, fuck, man. I just imagine lovingly for the little girl behind the counter, right? So, boom. So, Victoria.
Okay.
Let us continue.
Excellent. Good one, Adelia.
It'll keep coming together.
Thank you for your question.
Boom, boom, boom.
And the last question we've got here is from Jody in Manifesting Mastery. I don't want to go back to teaching, ... Jody says, I left my teaching job this school year and have no income. I know I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm living in that state, but not sure if I'm feeling it too real. I don't know when it will come to fruition. Is it okay to just not work and know that it's real? Don't want to go back to teaching and don't know what else to do.
Cool. I'm going to run with the last bit first, right? Because it tends to be always where the good shit shows up right at the end, right? So when I get these like 10-page emails, right, or even better yet, they send it to me in a Word doc, right? It's like, this will be good, right? So I click and it's, so I go way to the end, right? And right at the end is where the good shit always is. So this sort of almost sounds like we could be getting into Middleville, right? Here's my thing. What do you want to do? Isn't the right answer, right? I'm really big into impact. So if you and I were doing a business thing, right? And I know this doesn't really seem like the answer, but it is. So the first thing that I would ask is, who do you want to serve? What do you want to have different in their lives? And so my question going back to you is, who do you choose to be? And what would you choose to do differently in your life? Forget the whole thing about millionaire and money and so on. Let's assume you may or may not get a job, or you may or may not marry someone who has a job, or you may have a soulmate or an old shagging buddy that gives you a trust fund. Friends with benefits versus friends with features. Right, we talked about that this morning.
Friends with features.
Yeah, we talked about that on the Make Money, Make Mistakes, Make a Difference thing, right?
Yes.
Because features are sort of like $1 million. That's a feature. Because it's like saying 256 gigabytes. Oh, the little MP3 player, you can put 256 megabytes of shit on it, right? And it's like, is that one song? Remember, this is 10, 15 years ago. Is that one song? Is it 4 songs? I don't know if I want to spend $40 on something, but fuck it. I'm not good with math, right? Versus Apple said you could put 1,000 songs on this fucker and it fits right in your pocket. It was like, wow, those are benefits, right? When you move to benefits, right? So how would your day be differently, right? The Dream-Driven Day folks, we explore this. How would your day be different, right? Whenever you get, what's my day about? right? Having no financial concerns. What's my day about? This takes us back to the first of the four mighty ones. Pondering, what would my
the theme?
What would the theme of the day? The producer.
Yeah.
Right. So we just start there. Check out those four mighty ones videos, right? And then we just chunk down. So we go to the next level, which is the author. That last little bit. What's the last scene? The last scene, right? Going to bed, right? When I go to bed, I'm fucking done, right? I am done. I know I am spent, right? Unless she puts on the outfit and does the dance or something, right? It's like, oh my God, participles.
Dangling participles.
Yes. Right? Anyway.
Yep.
But it's that those little key moments that it's the end of the day, right? How do you fall asleep? What's your experience falling asleep? Because if the experience falling asleep is, yep, I survived this shithole and spent less than I make.
Great.
Right? Everyone wants to fall asleep in the state of I survived the shithole and made less than I make, or spent less than I make, right? Versus, right, yeah, here's what I do. I fall asleep and I go, fuck, that was a good one. Good day. Goody podcast, goody thing, goody whoa, boom, chocolate, whoa, participle, right? Yeah, all that good stuff. But it's the feeling of falling asleep looking forward to the next day. That's an imaginal act right there. Right? Boom, done. So that's where I would play. And then you'll notice if you get to take a job or not. And you'll enjoy it. I remember when I was contemplating, all right, the producer, like my teaching business taking off in a new direction, having a new level of success. And I'm going to, and nothing's happening, right? I go to the park, I do my practice, I go to the park, I do my practice, I go to the park, I do my practice. I come home, I open the newspaper. I don't know why there was a newspaper in the house, but I open the newspaper and there's an ad in the help wanted section that's glowing gold. And I'm like, oh, this is not good. And it's like, do dumb shit with old people in the old folks' home. So I asked my wife at the time, I says, look at that. And she goes, it's the paper. I says, okay, I don't know why it's here. I don't read it. But look at that ad. And she goes, yep. What's it look like to you? She looks like an ad. I said, is it gold or yellow or anything? And she just sort of looks at me. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm fucked up, man. So this is my life at the time, right? So it's like, all right, I'll take that as a sign, right? So I called the old folks home and says, look, I want to do dumb shit with old people at the old folks home. I said, all right, come in for an interview, right? So I go in for an interview, and this is good fun. So I go in for an interview, and I do everything I can to fuck the interview up, right? Because I walk in, the place smells like it smells like the only, like there's a certain smell that
an old people's home.
Yeah, it's like disinfectant plus something that needs disinfected. Right?
Yeah.
So I walk in and I do everything I can to fuck up the interview, right? Like even though I see, I've imagined doing whatever my next step is, and I don't know what my next step is. So I've nailed that feeling. The ad glows yellow. That gets my attention. I go in. I try my best to fuck up the interview, and at the end, Eileen says, "Okay, well, let me give you the tour." I said, all right. So she gives me the tour, and she walks me up to the nurse's station, and parked on the corner is a little old lady in a wheelchair that's had like 7 zillion strokes. And she goes, I want to introduce you to Betty. And I squatted down, and I looked Betty in the eyes. I said, hi, Betty, how are you? And I said, yeah, I bet, right? Yeah, that would blow. But, yeah, all right. Yeah, anything you want to talk to me about? Yeah. Right. Okay. I leave, and then Eileen explains Betty's had a stroke. So, oh, yeah, heard about those things, right? So I go home. Like 3 days later, the phone rings, and it's Eileen, and she goes, how you doing? I says, oh, I'm okay. How are you? And she goes, I got a problem. And I says, I think I do too. And she goes, well, I interviewed a bunch of people for the job. I said, yep. And she said, I get that you really don't want to work here. I said, yep. She said, but you were the only one when I gave him the tour that squatted down and said hi. Everyone else sort of looked down. They just stood there. And I said, yep. It was one of the best jobs I ever had. I learned so much. I had so much fun. It was absolutely life-changing. And so I mentioned all that because once I nailed, see, I didn't know how to get from A to B. I was imagining what implies B. I'm willing to accept and explore what my next step is. And I didn't do one tour in the nursing home. I ended up doing 2, right? And I didn't just work in activities. I also manifested up running the restorative nursing thing with no qualifications. Oh my God, you're supposed to be a real nurse to do that? I wasn't even a pretend nurse. I wasn't an RN, an LPN, a licensed pretend nurse, or a nurse aide, right? I had nothing going on. But they figured out a way to like take what I did have and what I could do and put me in there. And then that gave me a whole bunch of skill sets that I use to this day. So,
I reckon that's it. Actually, I think I really liked for Jody how you said that you imagined, because you didn't know what the next thing was going to be.
No clue.
But you didn't want it the way it was.
Correct.
And that's like where she is.
Yep.
And you then imagine successfully just taking the next step.
Yep.
Whatever it is. So
yeah, the next step was great. Sort of feeling, and I remember one kind of thing. That next step was a doozy.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that would be great for Jody to look at it that way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's right.
Okay.
Every now and then, the show has a little bit of the Department of Redundancy department in it.
Cool. Okay.
But but in all seriousness.
Yes. Well, your stories get quite convoluted at times.
Oh, I always appreciate the summary sheets.
What is that in your
What are you
pocket?
doing?
Oh, that's another one. A Victoria one.
We'll unveil that next week.
Okay.
We've got plans for unveiling Victoria's clicker.
So that was from Jody. Thank
Yep.
you very much for your question, Jody.
And in all seriousness, I always do appreciate your...
Do you?
Yes. I do, babe.
Thank you.
I suspect someone out there knows that too.
Someone.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Well, that was our show today.
That was our show today.
It was. It was a nice shorty one. Hiya, Uma. Saw your Hatha
Shaga.
Flow picture and up on Facebook. They're really cool.
Feeling. That's right.
Yes.
Boom.
So what we want to know is, from today,
Oh, seriousness.
what was your strawberry bit?
Yes. Mary, what was your strawberry bit?
Me?
No, Mary.
Mary.
Yeah. She said she loves the... she said, no serious, please. I love the play.
Cool.
Yeah,
Excellent.
in all seriousness, you ever notice how many couples are like always tiptoeing around each other and like, oh, no, I gotta sound nice. I have to sound nice to Victoria. I'll say nice sounding things instead of like, you can have fun for God's sake. I mean, like seriously,
Yeah.
isn't this lovely?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I must. All right. So Victoria.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of us need Victoria to interpret. So, I'm sure.
Yeah.
She helps get pen to paper.
Cool. Excellent.
We
So,
don't have any dangling participles.
what was your strawberry bit?
What was my strawberry bit?
Yes.
I want to say dangling participles.
Participles.
Yeah, dangling
you said.
participles. But
Yes.
what was my real strawberry bit? I just love how they always weave together. Like God, there's just. I guess truth is like that though, because it just has common threads. Just.
Cool. Yeah, I loved the whole show. I think I loving when you start getting caught up in the middles. Like imagine lovingly for others as a quick out.
You know what? I have found that to be the ultimate secret weapon. Because remember Neville says, if you honestly believe me or something like that, you will not pass a seeming other without imagining lovingly for them. And it just trains you. I mean, it's like, in all seriousness, I mean, like, it's been a while since I've been to the post office, but I'd walk into the post office and the ladies are fucking stressed out there because, I mean, you got the loogie, the mask, the bulletproof shields, you got the long lines, and it's just, in Australia, we've got the world's best internet and postal service, right? Right. Anyway, yeah, but it's really cool because whenever you have to go to the post office because the guy sneaks up to the letterbox and he puts the card in, right, so he doesn't have to take
and
10
runs.
seconds and runs. So he doesn't have to
bring it to you. Or it's just like, oh God, man.
But when you go in and you realize you're not the only one because you got 12 people in front of you that are fuming and they're taking it out on the lovely ladies behind the counter.
Yeah.
Right. And I imagine lovingly for the lovely ladies because it's like, right. You know, like, you know, and I imagine lovingly for the prick. Right? Now, I imagine lovingly for them all. Because why not? I mean, the old guy's worked up and you can tell he's... it's like, imagine lovingly for him.
Yeah.
Imagine lovingly for the lady behind the counter. Just takes a moment and it trains you to be fast, trains you not to go near the middles. And,
yeah.
Poor Emmett.
Cool. So that was our strawberry bits.
That's right.
And while you type yours in...
I'm seeing lots of strawberries.
Yeah, it's ace. It's good on yous. Go to freeneville.com.
That's right. 221. Email. Poor Emmett. I don't know if you guys can hear that. He wants to get on the bed, but he's afraid to because Bruce is up there sleeping.
Emmett. 1, 2, 3.
Imagine lovingly for the chicken wings, you know.
Yeah, the chickens. That'll be extra size legs.
Wings. I just, man, 4 fucking times the size. Like I said, I want to see the chicken.
Well, a chicken's normally this big, so it means it's
like a turkey.
Yeah.
I want to see the Canadian chickens that are the size of turkeys. You know, I mean, like, let's face it, I'm not from around here. Right?
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Yeah, get real. What's it fucking costing you not doing it? Well, like now, here's a big one. Ready? But I believe that all I need is Neville, right? So I don't have to pay nothing, right? These are the ones I love because they tend to go like this, right? So I'm imagining being healthy, not having to buy vitamins, take pills, or do nothing, right? I don't need a gym membership, right? I don't need to do nothing to cost money. It's like, right. And I'm imagining all I need to do is listen to Neville's free shit and read about it on the free Reddit all day long. Right. Anyway.
Okay.
There's a pattern in there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Especially today. Right. And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right.
Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, I love that. What Adelia said. Now we got to look it up. You're a tricky one. Dark mockery. Tricky.
Yes.
That's right.
Have a great day, night, weekend.
Reddit has all the answers.
And we'll catch... Oh, 1, 2, 3!
Whoa! It's Emmett.
Wow!
Okay, we got to hold up the strawberry hit card. That way everyone can...
Hang on, he's got to have a look. Emmett!
Look.
Show your face here. Look. Oh.
Looks like a washed-up rock star.
He does. He's going to our groomers have only just opened back up. So
Emmett, look up.
And now he's going to try and dig or something.
All right. So, Victoria.
Okay.
Love you guys. Have a lovely day. Hey, there's Triple D. Cara Leah. Boom. All right. See you guys.
See us.